Have you ever looked around and wondered if the world has gone mad? Have you witnessed events unfold, leaving you questioning the sanity of those around you? It's a chilling thought, the idea that entire societies can lose their grip on reality. Yet, history whispers chilling tales of such episodes. From the witch hunts that swept across Europe to the ideological fervor of the 20th century, humanity has repeatedly demonstrated its capacity for collective delusion. These moments of mass psychosis, though unsettling, offer valuable lessons about the fragility of human perception and the importance of critical thinking. We must understand these dark chapters to safeguard our own minds against the seductive whispers of irrationality. Imagine a world where reason takes a back seat, where logic is replaced by fear. This is the realm of mass psychosis, a phenomenon that has plagued humanity throughout history. It's a chilling reminder of the vulnerability of the human psyche, our susceptibility to manipulation, and the ease with which we can succumb to collective delusion. The implications are far-reaching, impacting not only individuals, but entire societies, shaping the course of history in profound and often devastating ways. Carl Jung, the renowned Swiss psychiatrist, explored the concept of the collective unconscious, a reservoir of shared experiences and archetypes that influence human behavior. This collective unconscious is not just a passive repository, but an active force that shapes our thoughts, emotions, and actions. He suggested that this collective unconscious could be both a source of creativity and a breeding ground for destructive impulses. It is a dual-edged sword, capable of inspiring great art and innovation, yet also capable of inciting chaos and conflict. Under certain circumstances, the collective unconscious can become a powerful force, one that can sweep through societies like a storm, driving individuals towards irrationality and collective madness. This phenomenon is often seen in times of social or political turmoil, where the usual checks on human behavior are weakened. This is especially true when societies are facing periods of upheaval, uncertainty, or perceived threat, such as economic crises, natural disasters, or political instability. During these times, the collective unconscious can be easily manipulated to incite fear and paranoia. Propaganda and media play significant roles in this manipulation, spreading messages that tap into deep-seated anxieties. Jung's insights into the human psyche offer a chilling perspective on the potential for mass psychosis. His theory suggests that under the right conditions, entire populations can be driven to madness. He argued that the human mind, while capable of great reason and creativity, is also vulnerable to darker influences. It harbors a darker side, a shadow self that can be easily awakened under the right conditions. This shadow self is a part of us that we often deny or repress, but it is always there, lurking in the background. This shadow self, when amplified by the collective unconscious, can lead to the eruption of primitive instincts and the suppression of rational thought. It is a force that can turn ordinary people into a frenzied mob. This can lead to the eruption of primitive instincts and the suppression of rational thought. The veneer of civilization can quickly erode, revealing the primal instincts beneath. This is precisely what happens during episodes of mass psychosis, where individuals become consumed by irrational fears and beliefs. History is replete with examples of such episodes, from witch hunts to political purges. During these times, individuals become consumed by irrational fears and beliefs, often leading to acts of violence and destruction. The collective fear and paranoia can override individual reason and morality. This often leads to acts of violence and destruction, as people lash out against perceived threats. The consequences can be devastating, both for individuals and for society as a whole. The concept of the collective unconscious provides a framework for understanding how seemingly rational individuals can become swept up in collective delusions. It helps explain why people can act in ways that are completely out of character. Jung believed that these shared archetypes and symbols could be manipulated by charismatic leaders or powerful ideologies. These leaders know how to tap into the collective unconscious to mobilize people for their own ends. They can tap into deep-seated fears and desires, using them to control and direct the masses. This manipulation can be subtle or overt, but it is always powerful. This manipulation can bypass rational thought, appealing directly to emotions. It can create a sense of urgency and crisis, making people feel that they must act immediately. This triggers emotional responses that drive individuals to act in ways they would never consider under normal circumstances. The result is often chaos and violence, as reason is overwhelmed by emotion. Mass psychosis, also known as mass hysteria or collective delusion, is a phenomenon in which a large group of people exhibit similar psychological symptoms, often involving irrational beliefs, behaviors, and emotional contagion. This phenomenon has been documented throughout history and continues to be a subject of intense study and concern. This shared delusion can spread rapidly through a population, fueled by fear, anxiety, and social pressure. The speed at which it can engulf entire communities is both alarming and fascinating, revealing much about human psychology and social dynamics. It's a social contagion, spreading like a virus through communities, nations, and even across the globe. Just as a biological virus can infect individuals and spread, so too can these psychological phenomena, often with equally devastating effects. Understanding the mechanics of this contagion is crucial to preventing its devastating consequences. Researchers and psychologists strive to uncover the underlying mechanisms that drive mass psychosis, hoping to develop strategies to mitigate its impact. The symptoms of mass psychosis can vary widely, ranging from mild anxiety and paranoia to full-blown delusions and hallucinations. These symptoms can manifest in different ways, depending on the cultural and social context in which they occur. In extreme cases, mass psychosis can lead to widespread violence, social unrest, and even genocide. The collective delusion can drive people to commit acts they would never consider under normal circumstances, highlighting the dark potential of this psychological phenomenon. The Salem witch trials, the rise of Nazism, and the Rwandan genocide are all chilling examples of the destructive power of collective delusion. These events serve as stark reminders of what can happen when reason is overshadowed by irrationality and fear. These historical events serve as stark reminders of the fragility of human reason and the importance of safeguarding our minds against the seductive whispers of irrationality. They underscore the need for vigilance and critical thinking in the face of mass hysteria. One of the key characteristics of mass psychosis is the suspension of critical thinking. When individuals are swept up in the collective delusion, they often abandon their ability to think critically and independently. Individuals become so consumed by the shared delusion that they lose their ability to question the prevailing narrative. This unquestioning acceptance can lead to dangerous levels of conformity and obedience. They become unquestioningly obedient to authority figures and readily accept propaganda and misinformation as truth. This blind obedience can be exploited by those in power to manipulate and control the masses. This suspension of critical thinking creates a fertile ground for the spread of conspiracy theories and other forms of irrational beliefs. These beliefs can further entrench the collective delusion, making it even harder to break free from its grip. It is a dangerous state of mind, one that can lead to disastrous consequences. The longer the delusion persists, the more difficult it becomes to restore rationality and order. The role of fear and anxiety in mass psychosis cannot be overstated. These emotions are powerful drivers of human behavior, capable of overriding logic and reason. These emotions are powerful motivators, capable of overriding rational thought and driving individuals towards irrational behavior. When fear and anxiety take hold, they can lead people to act in ways that are completely out of character. When fear and anxiety become widespread, they create a climate of suspicion and mistrust, making people more susceptible to manipulation and more likely to embrace extreme ideologies. This climate can be exploited by those seeking to sow discord and gain power. History is replete with examples of mass psychosis, offering chilling reminders of the fragility of human reason. These instances serve as stark warnings about the potential for collective irrationality to take hold, often with devastating consequences. The Salem witch trials of the 17th century, where innocent individuals were persecuted and executed based on unfounded accusations of witchcraft, stand as a testament to the destructive power of collective delusion. The trials were marked by hysteria and paranoia, leading to a tragic miscarriage of justice. Fueled by fear, superstition, and religious extremism, the witch hunt swept through Salem like a wildfire, consuming the lives of innocent men and women. The community's fear of the unknown and the need to find a scapegoat led to a frenzy of accusations and executions. Another stark example is the rise of Nazism in 20th century Germany. This period saw the manipulation of public sentiment on an unprecedented scale, with devastating consequences for millions. Hitler's masterful use of propaganda and his exploitation of economic hardship and social unrest created a climate of fear and resentment, making the German population susceptible to his hateful ideology. The Nazi regime's ability to manipulate and control the masses through fear and propaganda is a chilling reminder of the power of mass psychosis. The result was a horrific genocide that claimed the lives of millions of innocent people. The Holocaust remains one of the most harrowing examples of what can happen when a society succumbs to collective delusion and hatred. This dark chapter in human history serves as a stark warning about the dangers of political extremism and the importance of safeguarding democratic values. It underscores the need for vigilance and the protection of human rights. The dancing mania of the Middle Ages, also known as St. Vitus's dance, is another intriguing example of mass psychosis. This bizarre phenomenon saw entire communities swept up in a frenzy of uncontrollable dancing. This strange phenomenon involved large groups of people, sometimes entire towns, engaging in uncontrolled and frenzied dancing, often until they collapsed from exhaustion. The mania spread rapidly, affecting numerous regions and leaving a lasting impact on those communities. The exact cause of the dancing mania remains a mystery, but it is thought to have been triggered by a combination of social and psychological factors, including stress, anxiety, and religious fervor. The phenomenon highlights the complex interplay between mental health and social conditions. These historical examples, though diverse in their manifestations, share a common thread: the breakdown of rational thought and the triumph of irrational beliefs and behaviors. They illustrate how easily reason can be overshadowed by fear and superstition. They demonstrate the power of social contagion and the ease with which individuals can become swept up in collective delusions. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for preventing similar occurrences in the future. Studying these historical episodes provides valuable insights into the dynamics of mass psychosis and offers important lessons for preventing similar tragedies from occurring in the future. By learning from the past, we can better safeguard our societies against the dangers of collective irrationality. In the end, the fight against totalitarianism is one we all share. It's a battle that plays out not just in the world, but in the minds of each individual. And as philosopher Albert Camus once said, "The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion." So the question remains, will we fall for the comfortable lies or embrace the liberating truth, even if it's tough? The choice is ours, and the future of society and humanity may depend on it.